Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another Steelers recap. And Steeler Nation, wave those towels in the air because the Steelers get the dub. The Steelers beat the Las Vegas Raiders Sunday Night Football last night, 23 to 18. Wave those towels. Let's go. Woo! Let's go. But wow, a lot to talk about in this game. And I just gotta say, finally, this offense, this offense, after 2 weeks of this disappointing offense, the offense surprisingly just showed up in this game. The offense, Kenny Pickett, man, Kenny Pickett finally showed up. Kenny Pickett, overall, Kenny Pickett played great. For once, after two horrible performances in the first two games, Kenny Pickett, look, he was making plays. Look, he made stupid plays, but it was like after three plays, he was playing it safe. He was finding receivers. Um, that's just that. This game we just got kind of fucked at the end with a Las Vegas Raiders drive, which I'm gonna talk about some officialing in this game, which was complete bullshit. But 23-18, this offense finally showed up. Look, the old line needs work. I just think on the defensive side, the pass rush needs work. Because we were getting burned all over the place, all over the field. Um, Davante Adams, we just couldn't stop Davante Adams. Like this guy was killing us. Plus, he had the two touchdowns for the Las Vegas Raiders. Davante Adams was a beast in this game. The Steelers defense had no answer for him. This guy was getting open. The slant routes killing us. He's getting wide open. Um, but talking about the bad in this game, definitely the pass rush needs work. The O line was still horrendous. Um, Chugs is an absolute garbage ass player. I don't even want to talk about him. Um, Honestly, there's nothing really bad to say. Except that the play calling was there. Like I said, the offense showed up. Kenny Pickett showed up. Kenny Pickett didn't play a bad game. This was one of his best games. Not including the Cleveland Browns, not including San Francisco. But yeah, Kevin Owens finding a wide open, just a complete dime to tie up the game at 7. Finding Calvin Austin, the third, number 19, with a 72 touchdown throw by Kenny Pickett. Just a complete beautiful throw to Calvin Austin for the touchdown, the 72-yard touchdown throw by Kenny Pickett to Calvin Austin the third to tie up the game at 7. Our second touchdown came in the third quarter. A really, really great drive by Kenny Pickett, ending into a Pat Freiermuth touchdown into the end zone. Those were our two touchdown passes. And I want to talk about the running game. This running game we just couldn't do anything with Najee Harris. Like I said, Najee Harris is doing the exact same bullshit that he does, dancing around. This guy cannot find holes. He's just dancing in the backfield. And look, maybe, like I said, I'll say this twice, I'll say it again. With the talks about Jalen Warren being our number one running back, I kind of look. There's two comparisons. Looking at these two guys, Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, who honestly was better? Who was honestly better? Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren was able to find holes. Look, I don't know what I can say about Najee Harris. I know a lot of Steelers fans wants him in the backfield. Just give the ball to Jalen Warren. You know, a lot of people say that. And at this point, I think I agree. Jalen Warren can make the plays. It's just the wrong game. The run game was like, I guess it was average. I don't know. And we kind of stopped Josh Jacobs a little bit. Josh Jacobs did get 17 carries, 60 yards, and like I said with a Davante Adams, this guy had 13 receptions and he had 172 yards catching, and then he had 2 touchdowns. Like I said, this defense could not stop Davante Adams whatsoever. Um, and look, this defense had to bail us out last week, but this defense was like, look, like I said, the pass defense needs some work. The rush defense surprisingly made some plays. Um, I just feel like this is like Devontae Adams, man, we just couldn't stop. George Pickens made some good plays. He was 4 receptions, 75 yards, and Pat Freiermuth 3 receptions, 41 yards, and 1 touchdown, obviously. Um, and defense making plays. So the Raiders get the two Devontae Adams touchdown was the first one was opening score by Devontae Adams. Awful coverage on 4th and inches. Jimmy G finding Davante Adams in the end zone. Just Levi Wallace getting absolute burnt. Patrick Peterson's out there defending air. I don't know what the fuck this guy is doing. The Raiders are up 7-0, and then that's when we came in with the Kenny Pickett to Calvin Austin. And we had some good drive going, but it was just a waste. We hit a bunch of field goals, and once again, I just want to talk about that one drive that the Raiders got. I believe they were up like, they were down like, they only had like 7 points, and it was like at the end of the fourth. They were driving all down the field. Minka Fitzpatrick comes right in and sacks Jimmy G, and they call a roughing the passer call, which was completely bullshit. And it clearly states that if it's helmet to helmet, it's definitely roughing the passer. But if you see the video, there was nothing there. Like, why? What is going on? That was probably one of the dumbest calls I have ever seen. At one point, I think it was, I don't even remember who it was. I think it was whoever it was. I don't even remember who got the holding call. It was during a field goal kick that that gave the Raiders the first down. I think it was a holding call. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Cole Holcomb. I don't even remember. And then they get the touchdown with once again Davante Adams, and then they go for 2, and then I forgot who it was gets called for a freaking pass interference, which was just not even like, he wasn't even, I don't know, 2 straight calls, like 3 bullshit calls in a row. It just it's awful. It's really awful. DJ Watt. Talking about this defense, DJ Watt had 2 sacks. Marcus Golden had 1, and Kenneth Benton finally gets his first sack, a huge sack to end the third quarter. Overall, and then by the way, Jimmy G for 3 interceptions. Surprisingly, because after Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace fucked up, Levi Wallace gets 2 interceptions, so that redeems himself. Levi Wallace gets 2 interceptions. One was in the first one was earlier in the game. The second one was the game-winning field. Patrick Peterson gets his first NHL interception, and that's just that. Jimmy G did go down, but he did come back in the game. Just an overall heart attack. In the final seconds, like that just explains what a Steeler fan is, like, really getting a heart attack in the fourth quarter. But anyways, there's nothing else to say. Honestly, this is our first win. Surprisingly, this is our first win at away. This is our first win on the road in at the Raiders place. Like, we have not beaten the Raiders in their stadium since 1995, I believe. So it's been 28 years. So that's crazy. But But with this in, we improved to 23-18. At the end, Mike Tomlin, it just, what is going on with the nonstop shotgun plays, like the shotgun. You know, look at what we did. We changed up the offense and we were making plays with Jalen Warren. Um, it just why? And then Mike Tomlin, we were in a situation where we were trying to win the game on 3rd and 11, and then the stupid ass decided to run on 3rd and 11. But thankfully we won with Levi Wallace with the game-winning interception. That's just that. This pass defense needs a lot of work after Levi Wallace got smashed. And like I said, we had no answer. Look, we won and all, but we had no answer for Davante Adams. This guy is a complete beast. I kind of figured reason why he was on Green Bay. He was great. But honestly, it just a win's a win. Look, I'm so proud of this offense. This is the offense. This is the offense that I know that this team can produce. Week 1 against San Francisco, this offense was nowhere to be found. Kenny Pickett was nowhere to be found. Week 2, our offense still struggles. Defense had to bail him out. But in this game, this is the best offense that I've seen. Despite Kenny Pickett making stupid throws, he was making plays running the ball. There was this one play that he had a great run, but unfortunately it came back because George Pickens got a call on illegal shifts. But after that, he redeemed himself and ran the ball again. This is the Kenny Pickett I want to see moving forward. I don't want to see any stupid ass fucking plays by Kenny Pickett. Stupid decisions. Honestly, Kenny Pickett should have threw an interception. Actually, a pick six. Kenny Pickett honestly should have thrown a pick six, and thankfully it was dropped. But if that guy picked it off, it was a pick six. Raiders on the board. But still, overall, after a couple mistakes, Kenny Pickett redeemed himself, and he was just making plays. He was finding receivers. Pat Freiermuth, George Pickens, Calvin Austin III with that dime. Just great play calling there. Fuck Matt Canada. I don't think it was his doing, but anyways, I'm not going to talk too much about this game. The Steelers get the job done on Sunday Night Football, 23-18, and we improved to 2-1. And for the first time in 28 years, we have beaten the Raiders in their whole house. And shout out to Steeler Nation, man. That was great seeing all the fans fill up that stadium with Steelers black and gold. Steeler Nation, baby, worldwide. But anyways, the Pittsburgh Steelers get the job done, 23-18. Woo, wave those towels, Steeler Nation. We get the job done, 23-18, and we improve to 2-1. And next week, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we travel to Houston to take the Texans, who got an unbelievable win over the Jaguars, which was surprisingly. But anyways, I want to give a huge shout out to Steven Rose. He's a all-time great. He's been around here in the TTC. He's a Houston Texans video maker. I used to, do videos with him and stuff like that. But anyways, Steelers get the W in fashion, despite all the drama with that bullshit call. In that case, we beat the referees in that one drive. 3-4 bullshit calls, especially that roughing the passer on Minka Fitzpatrick. Oh my god. But anyways, I'm Bruin Steele. Thank you guys for watching this recap, and I am out. Go Steelers, baby.